Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to Bay City Chronicles. With us tonight, we have got the Pride of Mexico, OPT lawyer.
Huh?
America's sweetheart, Chameleon Ice. And Canada's favorite TV dad, Crimson Apex.
I know what you just said, Crim, but I think I can read your lips.
I said, help me, I'm here against my own will.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought it was.
I am your host, TGE, and as you can plainly tell, they were not expecting where I was going with that. Full disclosure, I just got off a 2.5-hour binge watch of all episodes of Who's Line.
Oh,
that explains everything.
It does.
For the record, if we had a fourth, it was just going to be and his son for whoever was after Krim. But anyway, welcome back. This is going to be Volume 5, Sanctuary City, Issue 8, Prick Us, Do We Not Bleed? Before we get started, again, if you haven't caught yourself up, you probably should do that. But why you haven't been following these? Anyway, if you're watching this live, stay live, then go watch the other ones. If you watch this on YouTube, pause this, go catch up on the other ones, then come back to this one. Because trust me, if you don't, you'll be lost, because I'm pretty sure most of us are lost.
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm right here. I know exactly where I'm at.
Lost in space.
Anyhow, so before we get started, as I said, this is Volume 5, Issue 8. On the cover, Seraphim, Lutra, and Kestrel are overlooking the wide, walled city that is now known as Virgo, formerly Helena, Montana. Smoke is curling up from some of the building, as there has been an obvious attack. Off in the distance, there is some sort of glowing orb that can just barely be seen on the horizon of the picture. In the lower left corner, two worlds are overlapping, colliding into one another, signifying this is a part of the Worlds Collide event. So with that, where we ended last issue was in a whirlwind of feathers as Lutra, Kestrel, and Seraphim were teleported from the inside of this version of Stormbreaker Technologies to, as was mentioned on the cover, the outskirts of Virgo, which is Helena, Montana. So, the scene I just described on the cover, minus the glowing orb in the back, you sort of see that. The city is walled, but there is definitely signs of smoke coming up. There's not enough smoke to signify that it's, that it's a large-scale attack. It's definitely something.
So, the moment we appear, they're just going to let out a, ah! And then, fall to the ground, like, okay, that was weird. Oh, boy, okay. That was weird.
And Kestrel's actually going to be a little bit panicked himself, in the sense that he's actually like, wait, no, I wanted to ask Casey something before we left. Wow, that looks kind of bad out there.
Bad up where? Oh. Okay, so, yeah, it does.
So, as you look upon sort of the outskirts here of the city, one thing that is interesting is that the sky itself seems to be getting darker. Sort of like how the sky darkens during a quick onset of a storm. But it's not like it's getting darker because there's clouds, because there is no cloud cover. It's just getting darker.
Okay, that's a little weird. Anybody know why that's happening? Lucha looks over at Seraphim.
Kestrel does the same and says, so, who's attacking?
This one I'm rather unfamiliar with.
Oh, that's good. Okay, Well?
Or do we go from here? Do we just Go straight ahead? Like,
As you all are talking, you hear a familiar voice to at least Lutra. Not going to lie. I'm impressed you made it so quickly, Mr. President. But I assure you, my business is not with you. It's with your companion. So, if you will, if you want to go and investigate the city to make sure no one's hurt, I have no problem with that, as I said. My issue is not with you, it's with them. And in case you have forgotten, it is our finely red-suited gentleman.
Oh! Hey, that was the guy that was in my head the other.
Kestrel immediately, his eyes light up, and he says, "You!" And he zooms right towards him. So I give him a right hook across the jaw. And he tries to latch onto his stupid little tie and collar. Says, "Where'd you get that costume?"
Well, what you do is you punch into an illusion. I thought you might react that way. So I didn't necessarily come in person. I may be around here and I may not. That's entirely up to how you want to go about it. Now, to answer your question. Oh, it's so much more fun to not answer the question. Let's just put it this way.
Oh, you wouldn't be the first.
Initially, it was simply a way to tell you to battle it. Now that you've been involved in this, and he cracks his knuckles, you've taken away my one path home. Now I'm happy I had done it, and I hope you suffer every last breath thinking about it.
Thinking about what?
Oh, he knows. He knows.
You still didn't answer my question. Where did you get it from? Kestrel dusts himself off from clearly falling.
Well, I took it off the body. You and him were interfering in my path home. I offered you a chance. You didn't. It's no longer my responsibility what happened to that. By the way, Kestrel, take a hero point. He's definitely triggering your something to prove complication.
Oh, you think?
Just a little bit.
Sometimes we just mark them off ourselves.
Kestrel moves back over to Lutra, so I'll tell you.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you haven't told them. Oh, this is just precious. He looks over at Lutra. Do you want to know what happened to the last person he befriended and worked with?
Not from you?
Well, it's going to be the same, but let's just put it this way. The last person he befriended and worked with is now but 6 feet under a pile of charred bone and ash.
Aw.
That's what happens when you use your friends as a shield, isn't it?
Huh?
Kestrel is so mad that he's looking in the dirt and he's balling his fists up as he's
You seem to want to do something to me, is that right, Mr. Squirrel?
I'm sure he does, but you're clearly too afraid to face us, so...
Oh, not at all. I'll tell you my exact location. But be aware that comes with a price.
Where are you?
I am someplace where if you do come find me, then you'll probably be leaving your friend the President there, all by himself with the army I have amassed in Virgo. So the question becomes, are you willing to leave him alone to come deal with your vengeance and your vendetta? Or are you going to stay and help him fight? That choice is yours. As he says this, over his shoulder, there is that glowing orb that was described on the cover starts to appear, and it definitely seems as if it's getting closer.
Okay.
The choice is yours, however, Mr. Squirrel. Come
What's
after
that?
me, or save them. And the illusion dissolves into what appears to be a portal.
So I'm guessing he's through that portal.
That's definitely what he implied.
Kesher actually looked at Lutra and says, like, so he's probably through that portal.
I kind of gathered that.
And he probably wants me and you, or at least me, to go through there and confront him, because it's probably a trap.
More than likely.
And I still really want to go in there.
Actually, hold on 1 second.
Go on.
Before I say that. Okay, more than likely.
Oh, yeah. And I still want to go in there so I can punch him in the jaw. He's a jerk.
He
monster.
He really does come off like one, yes.
But we can't give him the satisfaction. Bobby would rather help.
Who's Bobby?
He's my old partner.
You did just meet a Bobby back at the Stormbringer building.
I don't think we told him his...
I don't think I know his name.
Okay, never mind then.
He was my old partner. Way back in the day when I first started getting these powers that allowed me to do what I can do. We tried to be superheroes, and it's a lot of fun. But then, things went south.
Oh.
He died trying to...
Oh. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah. But I'm doing right by him. Fix him.
I thought that might be your decision. This may have been your only chance to get at me. Who knows? And the portal shuts.
Before that happens, Lucha yells out, yeah, you know, you're not as important anyway.
You get no response because the portal was just shutting and ignoring.
That's fine.
But at this point, the orb has definitely gotten closer. And it's definitely... Is that a fireball? Is that a meteor? It's definitely something hot and fiery.
Well, we have our target. I know you're not as fast as you used to be. Well, we can probably still make a rush over.
You're not kidding. Everything still feels so slow.
I could try to give you a boost. Might be fun. Or at the very least, we'll get there faster.
Yeah, we could. Well, I mean, don't we have to stay here and guard the president?
He already walked off.
Shouldn't we have, followed him?
Well, I mean, we should have.
We should go follow him. I think we should not leave him alone. That was kind of the point of all of this.
Yeah.
Let's go meet up with him first.
Okay, before we stop the giant evil meteor, we gotta... We're bad enough dudes to do.
I keep hearing that expression. I don't know what it's from.
Hunter will show you when we get back home.
Oh, okay.
So, you guys catch up to Seraphim, who at this point has made his way down to look at the walls of the city, which, for the most part, are not damaged. This is really the first time you guys have noticed that there is definitely some sort of energy dome covering the entirety of the city. So it is as sealed off as it's going to be. So, make an insight check. Kestrel will get it because of his interaction with what just happened. You think the smoke might be an illusion.
Oh.
So, your squirrely sense is tingling?
Fair enough.
It's going nuts?
Haha. Oh. We need better puns. I let Lutra know about this, though, and say, hey, that smoke isn't real.
How do you know that?
I can just tell. It doesn't smell right.
Oh. Why would you make smoke?
Just trust me on this.
Okay.
At this point, you hear, well, squirrel's smarter than he looks.
Oh dear.
Oh gosh, is it the Hulk?
Kind of. Appearing at this point next to you, you're not sure entirely how, is this fine-looking gentleman.
Is that Johnny Bravo, or what is that?
No, that's Fairly Odd Parents.
That's Jorgen von Strangle.
No, I meant from the show. I'm sorry, I'm trying to think of which.
Yeah, no, that is Jorgen von Strangle from Fairly Odd Parents.
Technically, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I just like you very much right now.
Why?
Because this is my universe and you use that.
I asked you earlier in the week, do you...
No, you asked me if you could make the characters. You didn't ask me if you could use that image.
I said, do you want to tell me what's attacking Virgo, or do you want me to? You gave me permission, so you're getting Jorgen von Strangle. But...
he disappears. He's gone. We don't have to fight him.
Deus Ex Machina.
Rock's fall party dies.
So, in addition to that, let's go ahead and.
But that's not all.
But wait, there's more. In addition to that, go ahead and adjust yourselves where you are. You see somebody that, well, you recognize, Kestrel.
Yay.
It is the dapperly dressed gentleman from Bobby's old house.
Hey, it's not Bobby!
But there's also more. Lutra, when this third one, and this was the meteor, sort of lands and uncloaks himself, go ahead and roll me an insight check as you take a look at this last one. Nope. Something about him strikes you as familiar, but you're not sure what.
Huh. So are we being attacked by Chippendale dancers?
They want to dance the night away.
What's funny about that is you're not far off on some of the base.
There isn't much base left to go.
All of it belongs to us anyway.
Yes. So the dapperly dressed gentleman is going to speak up at this point, after they all do their appearing in stuff. No, he's really just a little over-enthusiastic, really. But, I'm not really here for them. You all know the target. Isn't that right, Mr. President? Or should I call you by name?
Call me by name, you'll die right now. I'm Seraphim, you know that.
I do. But, alas, as it is, you stand against what we're trying to do. And since you've been so nice to bring yourselves some backup, let's see how good they are, shall we, Mr. President? Or are you going to run off back to Bay City like always?
You're kind of a jerk.
He's entitled, as are most mutants that are following Salome. They believe just because they have powers that humans without don't really deserve to live. And well, the problem is that they do, and this is why we're even having the issue that we are right now between mutants, is because of idiots like him.
If they'd simply accept their lot in life and go to the subservient role they're destined for, there wouldn't be an issue.
Alright, so I got a question. Just one. Who are you? And he points at the guy with the black coat. Something's oddly familiar about you.
He looks at you. Well, my name is Arcanus. And I would have no idea why I would be familiar to you, because I have never seen you before in my life.
Oh, you haven't, but...
Do you know that guy, Luke?
I don't know.
When he speaks, you can get another insight check, because that is a very familiar voice. Apparently, Dark touched your keyboard.
Oh, the alternate universe flipping thing is done in like the quantum leap Swiss cheese affected Lucha's mind, apparently.
Apparently. Well, I guess that you don't really know who I am, and you're just trying to make some idle conversation.
Well, I'm really good at idle conversation, actually.
He really is. Like, really, and also, like you, Mr. Beefcake Mc... No shirt. You look like a friendly enough fellow, like... Maybe we can just talk this out, like, nobody needs to come into blows, like... Right? Clearly we're all mutants here.
He looks at you. I live by one mantra. Punch first, punch questions later. And he goes to try and punch you.
Yeah.
Does the 22 hit you?
That's going for my...
Parry.
Let's see, parry... It's been a while. At 10?
At 10. At the top of the sheet, it should tell you anyway. Or right underneath, or right above your defenses.
Oh, it does.
Oh, it does?
Yeah. Yeah, on the Roll20 sheet.
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
Yeah, see where it says dodge, parry, fortitude? Go right above that.
Yeah, right above that where it says...
Defenses.
Dodge DC is... Okay, parry DC is 18.
So it hits you.
18.
Yeah.
So it hits you. Yeah, I love the notes. Yeah, it's a punch from a truck. So I'll need you to make a DC 27 toughness save. As Jackhammer, editor's note, this is Jackhammer, punches you square in your swirly face.
So is his name Jackhammer, or is it Jack and his last name's Hammer?
Jackhammer is one word. And also, after that, we can go ahead and roll initiative, because the time for wow, nice toughness roll.
He rolls with the punches.
Apparently.
I still imagine he gets like flung back like a little rocket.
Squirrel rockets in flight.
Better than an auto rocket.
Press the issue.
Oh, come on. Otter rocket was amazing.
It was pretty cool.
What's for you guys?
I also would like to point out that the Speedster has the slowest initiative here.
I mean, he did just get punched in the face.
It's true. That has a way of kind of like interrupting your initiative a bit.
It works somehow.
Well, with that, Seraphim! You just watched Jackhammer go and punch Kestrel right in the face.
Yeah!
Kestrel wasn't affected by it at all. What's going on?
Seraphim just looks at them and is like, guys really sure you want to do this? I mean, you know you really don't want to do this.
The dapper-dressed one looks back. You know as well as I do, when he sets his sights on a new toy, there's not anything I am going to do to stop him. And do I want to do this? No. I prefer if we just sat down, talked it out, and you realize we're right. But that's not going to happen now, is it?
Suit yourselves. And Seraphim doesn't do anything. He just says that and...
Lutra!
Well, this guy just punched his friend in the face.
Yeah, you just definitely saw big Mr. Large Huge go ahead and just punch him square in the face.
Right, my cute little face.
Yeah, so we're just gonna take a step back. He's going to do a move he's kind of been practicing, or at least he's been thinking about in his own mind. He jumps up in the air, and as he comes downwards towards Mr. Big McLarge Huge, he lets loose in a series of rapid-fire punches that he likes to call Descending Ostronato.
There's no S in that.
Yeah, Descending Odornato, actually. It's multi-attack 29.
Oh, you hit. You hit him. You just pepper him with punch after punch after punch after punch.
So I forget what that makes the actual DC, but I think it's 28.
It doesn't. Technically, it depends on whether it's 2 tiers or 3 tiers. But
Okay.
The unfortunate thing for you is that multi-attack cannot cause an attack to break impervious toughness. And he has impervious 12, which unfortunately is stronger than the base 10, 25 damage attack that you have. So you just pepper him, and he just sort of looks at you, laughs, and then does the peck flex. I'm not doing it because nobody wants to see me do that, but he does the peck flex.
Oh, it doesn't even hurt him?
No.
No, impervious toughness means you have to have at least so he has impervious toughness, in this case, impervious toughness 22, which means you have to have a rank 11 or higher, 12 or higher attack to damage him. So anything rank 11 or lower just bounces off him.
Literally every other attack I have would have hit him.
Sorry? It is our dapperly dressed friend's turn. And he's just going to sort of look over at Seraphim, look back at you two fighting his friend, and just go... Fighting.
I mean, we're all play hitting each other, apparently.
Basically, he's just going to look and goes, "You've now been chosen as a play toy. My suggestion to you is if you don't want to, end up a pile of mush, I'd leave. Because once he decides on a play toy, I can't talk him out of it." And it is now Big Man McLarge Huge's turn. And he just looks. That tickled. Let me show you how to punch. And he looks at you. He's looking square at Lutra as he does this. And then just reaches out, looking at Lutra, and punches off to the other side and punches Kestrel.
Wait, what?
He looks at Lutra and goes, "Let me show you how to punch." And then just sort of punches Kestrel, sort of like Thor does, Hulk does to Loki.
What a mean thing to do! Oh no, Lutra!
We've determined that a 23 hits you, so go ahead and roll toughness.
roll with the punches. Oh, I did not roll with the punches.
Nope. So, you, as you exactly said there, you were like, "Oh, Lutra, look! Ow!" So you get punched like right in the nose again. So you'll take a bruise in a daze as, "Yep, that's a punch from a truck."
Ow!
That is an absolute punch from a truck. The one Lutra seems to recognize, he sort of looks. He looks over at his friend. Why did we even bother coming? I mean, Jackham is having way too much fun toying with those. I feel bad watching not having paid for a ticket. This is high quality entertainment. Eventually we'll have to get our hands dirty. And he just sort of cracks his knuckles and just sort of sits there and waits. Kestrel, you just got punched by a truck.
Okay, Kestrel like wiggles his nose. He's like, "Okay, this guy seems kind of tough, and that kind of hurt. Not gonna cry. It's kind of hurt, but fine. I know how to deal with beefheads like you." Kestrel's gonna back up and kind of come into this area here, fly around behind the guy. And he's going to do localized sonic boom.
Hit the button.
I'm trying to find it. Localized sonic is here. Should be correct, DC.
Okay, so that's a burst area, so he will have to make a dodge check, which if he makes, then that's just because, he shouldn't make this. He doesn't make this.
Closer than I thought he would be.
Yeah, me too.
So that hits within 30 feet, so it should hit the other two, logically.
Yeah. Logically, they have a much better chance of making it. Logically, I will do his first, though. He just made that. So he's definitely we'll focus on him first. He just sort of zip around and clap your hands, just boom. And he's just sort of ow, little squirrel, that hurt my head. And he just sort of turns at you, and before it was like he was having fun. Now there is murder in his eyes. And he's hankering for some squirrel drumsticks.
Good. Got your attention. So,
as for the other two...
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he'll completely dodge out of the way with his evasion. And apparently the other one, not so much.
Wait, you rolled 4 dodge rolls.
No,
fortitude results. Sorry, fortitude.
Yeah, dodge, fortitude for big, huge, big, large man.
Yes.
Then we had Lutra's buddy, and apparently our dapper gentleman was not expecting that. But apparently he's also not affected by loud sounds.
Aww.
But you can definitely, he's just the guy in the black just sort of nimbly backflips out of the way. The well-dressed guy's just ugh. So that's how we're going to play, is it? And we're going to loop back around to...
Hold on. I wasn't finished because I have by action.
Okay.
After doing that, and doing his little localized sonic boom on them, Kestrel is going to zip away and fly into the sky, probably about a good, let's say, 30, 40 feet in the air. So Biff McLarge there has to make quite an effort to reach him.
Or, yeah, sure, we'll go with that. All right, Mr. President. You just watched Hefty McBigman punch Kestrel in the face, get basically a back rub from Lutra, And now Kestrel is sort of taunting him from the air. I'm assuming on that one. So, as you guys are sort of fighting and, dancing around with a hefty McHammerfist, over on the other side, we get the comic panel that's just this white and red sort of fire envelops Seraphim. And as this sort of envelops, you turn the page. And there's a mid-comic ad for Kestrel Crunchies.
Brought to you.
Yes, Bay City Comics is brought to you by Kestrel Crunchies. It goes through the whole ad thing. And in the bottom corner it says, oh, hey, by the way, did you know that we're coming out with a new comic line? And it sort of gives you the, hey, New Comic Wednesday, tune in Wednesday night, right here on twitch.tv/Bay City Chronicles. And the new comic line we're introducing. We teased it last week, so come on, join us.
There's a shot of Lutra with a comic, like, ooh, new comic book.
The Kestrel's over his shoulder, like, oh, let me see.
Actually, I could just picture Kestrel just sitting on, like, Lutra's shoulder as he's reading it, practically.
Actually, probably, or his head.
Yeah.
Flop down up.
Now I've got a lot of cute images in my head.
That's because you have me for.
We turn the page again after the in-comic ad, and we get a picture. It's just this sort of blackness. Almost kind of looks like space, but you're not sure because there's no stars, no nothing. It's sort of tumbling through this blackness. There's, definitely a very red dot. We see Malkier just tumbling through this vast emptiness.
Poor guy.
Aww.
And we just get a close-up, and it's definitely a comic bubble, and it's just symbols and symbols and symbols and symbols. Quite obvious what's being implied.
Yes. I just see poor Malkier just flying through space, just being like, this is terrible. Poor guy.
Are you able to hear me now?
Yes.
Hey!
So just go on with whatever the rest of the turn was that you were explaining to Jen. I'll just jump in afterwards.
What I thought was happening is I thought you were just saying that, and I was delaying for you. I was just saying that you were wreathed in the colors, and I was going to let you tell me where it went.
Just whatever. I just do whatever. Just to keep it moving. Probably didn't hit any of them anyway, so just literally.
If you were going for Big Fist McLarge huge, you hit him.
Well, whoever you I'd be targeting, I didn't have it up, so I don't know. So just go with that, and let's keep moving it.
So we turned back from Malkier in space. And there's just, again, this wreath of fire and light all around Seraphim. And it just envelops Big Fist, Big Large Face. Because I'm going to find as many ways to say that tonight as I possibly can.
It's the way it's meant to be.
It is, though.
And this fire, again, envelops him, and it comes off, it sort of dissipates him. He looks down, and all of the chest hair that he doesn't have is now singed. And he takes a bruise from... He was not expecting that. But because of the nature of it not being a direct physical attack, his impervious doesn't soak it.
Ah.
which is why the 25 will work there and not when Lutra did.
Makes sense.
I mean, it does make sense. He's a walking truck.
Right.
That is why I tried the sonic damage.
Right. Lutra, you are up.
All right. Well, with that being known now, I'm just kind of step back, kind of get his, step back with his arms up, whatnot, and he's just gonna leech forward with, what is he gonna attack with, actually? Let's just do good old teeth and claws. Because at this point, why the heck not?
It's a standby.
It is a standby.
Well, you will hit by 2 tiers, which makes that a DC 29.
Ooh.
Well, he'll get like a 30. It's okay.
Wow.
Now, what are the odds of that?
TG's rolling. It's really good.
That's what the odds of that are.
Told ya!
Sorry.
It's funny because you brought it up. To be fair, the odds were 1 in 4 that he tanked the damage.
That is fair.
Yep.
So Lutra just goes in and he's aiming right for that singed part in the middle of his chest. And just as he gets there, he pec flexes and you reach the hard part of his pecs instead. And then he does the pec dance again.
I'm imagining Super Macho Man now from Punch-Out.
That's exactly where I'm going with that.
Okay.
I'm imagining Terry Crews personally.
The white Terry Crews.
Yes.
The dapper gentleman was going to be focusing on the president, but the squirrel got his attention. He looks over. I thought firing the warning shot last time would have been enough to let you know to not mess with me. But apparently you don't take well to subtle. So instead, we'll go ahead and make it so it's a little more understood. And this sort of black and red, that same color that came after you last time, appears in his hand, and he just sort of throws it at you. But instead of it being like a spear or a point coming at you, This is going directly at your eyes.
Oh.
He's attacking you with Flash Judgment. So,
Okay.
I know that's going to hit. So I'm going to need a Fortitude save to avoid being blinded.
This won't end well.
Would you like to use a hero point?
I should probably use one of my many hero points that I have for being so distraught.
You probably want to. Although the concept of a blind super sweet squirrel in the air is hilarious.
Oh, that's scary. He's like 40 feet up there. Anywho, so Fortitude again for the hero point. Okay, so 21.
Okay, so you are just visually impaired, which means you take -2 to any visual checks.
Okay.
And
That's still awful.
yeah, it's basically any attack roll that you're trying to make, any perception roll you're trying to make is at -2.
Gotcha.
And at the end of every one of your rounds, you can roll a save to try and break out of it. But Hammer Fist McDancing Pax. It's his turn. And he looks up at you. Looks down at Lutra. Watch this. And unfortunately for Kestrel, 40 feet is not nearly high enough because this guy has leaping.
Oh, he's lighter than he looks.
So he sort of he does the gym squat and then launches himself. Lutra, you notice there's a divot in the ground where he launched himself. And he's basically coming up with a giant hammer fist and punching at Kestrel. It's still a punch from a truck.
It is,
but gonna miss.
I think that misses.
Dodge that. Woo-hoo.
And he's like, I got you. And like in your sort of like wiping the whatever out of your eyes, you sort of turn at the last second.
It's like, oh crap!
Boosh! And he lands on the ground and there is just dust and dirt and rocks everywhere as he just sort of lands and like he picks his hand up and there's probably a 6-foot deep crater where his hand landed.
I gotta fly high.
I wanna fly away.
So at this point, the gentleman in black just sort of goes, well, if everybody else is going to be getting in on the fun, I suppose I should too. And since you seem to know me, I guess it's only fair that you really get to know me. And next thing you know, he starts humming. And the louder he hums, the more things start to whip up and pick up. And finally, he hits a note. And the wind, the tornado that he has created, catches fire. And he sends it directly at Lutra. He's attacking with Cinder Wind Chorus.
Well, that's gonna hit.
Well, it's a dodge effect.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
It's an area of effect. So I'm going to need a dodge check at DC 22.
Oh!
Now I'll need the toughness check.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna re-roll that.
Go right ahead.
Because I think I'd be unconscious if I didn't. Well, that's better.
So you managed to avoid most of the heat and the wind. The problem is this is still a giant cyclone tornado thing. So the rocks that he whips up comes back and smacks you across the face.
Was it an area of effect?
It was a cylinder area.
I have evasion too, if that matters.
It does. You would still have needed to use the hero point to re-roll because you wouldn't have made the reduced one, but you won't take anything on the re-roll.
Gotcha. I actually forget what Evasion 2 does. I just remember I had it.
Add 5 to the result of any roll to avoid an area of effect.
Gotcha. Okay. Wait, would that not have affected the dodge roll?
It would have, because you would have passed, but you wouldn't have passed by enough tiers to cut it in half.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So you would have, instead of making the DC 27, you would have had to make the DC 22.
Got it.
So you still would have had to re-roll.
Okay, gotcha. Fair enough.
Kestrel, you just got blinded by black and red energy.
Jeez.
Blinded by the light.
Okay, that really smart. Gotta fly back down, though, so I don't end up crashing for not being able to see my landing. But going to go over to... I probably saw what happened with Lutra down here in the fire tornado thing.
Oh, you absolutely did. You could hear the humming and the increasing levels of tone, and then he hit the high point, and then that crazy thing happened.
Alrighty, but big buff there just missed, though, right?
Yeah, he jumped up at you and tried to basically turn you into a basket squirrel.
Got an idea.
He missed his slam dunk.
I'm gonna fly down there. And kind of do, geez, you could hit the broadside of a barn, and I can't even see! Kestrel's trying to taunt the guy.
Okay.
Using deception.
Make a deception roll.
Deception is here.
He just looks at you. What do you mean? I've already hit you twice. You should have stayed down. And if there wasn't murder in his eyes already, there is now.
Nice. So we gotta try harder next time, then. And then he just kind of wiggles kind of wiggles his tail at him, and then dashes off by Creole juice over
here. By Creole juice. Oh, Seraphim is up.
Can I do anything to get the blindness out of my eyes yet, or is that just
roll a fortitude save? It's at the end of every one of your turns.
Thank you.
No, because you still have to make the same DC it was.
What was that DC again?
You have to crit it.
Okay.
So Seraphim.
One second. All right. So Seraphim is kind of getting a little irritated at these guys. Mainly because they're pulling him away from what he should be doing. So the dude that keeps on growling at the squirrel is going to be basically it looks like a bunch of white ribbons start swirling around Seraphim, and then they launch out at the guy, and it is this. That should... Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. I didn't put the modifier on it.
Yep, but I see the modifier there. Is that... I'm assuming that's a will save?
It is a will save.
Oh, God. This is not good. This is not good for him. This is not good for him at all. So, Kestrel, you know how bad your fortitude is?
Yes.
His will's just as bad.
Aw, it's like we have something in common.
So, that's going to be 2 tiers, Krim, so describe what happens to him.
Basically, the white ribbons just wrap around him, and they basically look like they morph into white chains that just sort of seize him and hold him in place.
Yeah, so you just... And technically that's a 13 because of the -2 to his checks, but it doesn't affect the roll at all. So he's just sort of like entangled by these angelic chains of justice or whatever they are. Which is quite a shock considering Lutra and Kestrel, you're both like, they're chains. They shouldn't be holding big chest of a hammer fist.
But they're special chains.
They are. Lutra.
So is he still active in this fight then, or is he...
He is technically still active in this fight because he's defenseless and immobile. He can't move and can't defend himself, but he can still do things. Like, try to break out of that next turn.
Right.
Right.
Because it's not a third-tier affliction.
Alright.
This does change my plan, but I don't mind it.
Well, to Lutra, he's taken care of for the moment, so he's going to turn his attention to the guy who just hit him.
Or tried to.
Or tried to, I should say.
Ignore this, by the way. I just want to test to make sure that the DC
No worries.
shows right.
Ignoring.
Okay, that's better.
So he's going to run right up to this guy, and he's going to let loose with a mighty punch. In so much as he's hitting with Honor Strike.
No, and that he's not.
And I'm not hitting anything.
I mean, the 13 doesn't even hit the big leg large chest.
Yeah. But
We are flanking, though. Do we get a +2?
that's not
The
D&D.
15's not going to help you.
Uh,
I'll give you the flanking bonus. It's still not going to help. The finely dressed gentleman looks over at Seraphim. Cute trim. Impressive, but cute. All that's going to do is delay the inevitable and get him angry. But as it is, you've all gathered nicely for me. He's looking at the squirrel and the otter. So I suppose I should at least show you my thanks. And sort
friend
of
in the way?
emanating from him is a hemisphere of this black and red energy. So we get the comic panel, the next comic panel that's inside this black and red energy, and you see, like, from the walls of this, just different black and red blades, swords, daggers, like, you name it, and it's just sort of coming at you just boom, 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 machine gun style. I'm going to need dodge checks from both of you as he's attacking with Hungry Friend.
Luckily, I have evasion too, so that's...
DC 22 dodge checks. Evasion will add +5 to the roll after the fact.
+20 +5, which isn't quite enough. Let me see something.
That's the toughness save, so it's 22 that you needed.
Oh.
Lutra?
What? Oh,
He hit both of us.
sorry.
Or he's
Dodge.
attacking.
Yeah, dodge check.
That's +5 then, too.
Yep. So you both will make the initial dodge check, so you cut the initial toughness save in half, not in half, because it wasn't 2 tiers. But you will cut it by -5. So we get the next comic panel. It's basically you two, like, starting here and then hopping around on the different magical blades, trying to avoid them. And you almost manage to do it, but, like, at the last second on both, you, like, one of them sort of, like, clips you on the shoulder. So we need DC 22 toughness tests from each of you.
Jeez. 22. 14. Can I re-roll that one?
As long as you have a hero point to give me.
I got lots of hero points, thanks to you.
Yes, and the hero points you've had from past sessions have not reset yet.
That's good.
Oh.
I didn't think so. Okay, so let's do that again. That was the toughness, right?
Yes, sir.
So if it's under 10, it's +10.
Yes.
So I rolled
10 is
an 8.
All right. So yeah, so you'll be at 28, so you're good. Lutra will just gonna get clipped and take a bruise unless he's rerolled. So you get clipped and take a bruise.
Question: does that count as a missed attack?
A missed attack?
For the purposes of redirect.
You cannot redirect a burst.
Didn't think so.
Target you directly.
Gotcha.
You know what? That was actually supposed to be a 19. Not that that matters, but just FYI.
Right. No, 18 or 19. Neither one of those matter.
I marked myself with an injury, and then didn't actually happen. But whatever.
Yep. Big Fist, Big Large, Huge. He's not breaking out of this. Nope. He's just sort of like he's flexing, and there's veins popping out of his neck and his head, and he is just like he is going full on like Mr. Olympia flexing, and nothing's working. So the guy you're flanking just sort of, oh, aren't you two just adorable? Y'all think that surrounding me is help you. Well, all it's doing is giving me more ammo. Well, you see, every song needs crescendo, big piece, and you're gonna give that to me. And as he says this, he starts. I'm not gonna sing because y'all will hate me if I start doing that. But he starts this big sort of theatrical humming, and the more he hums, the more the energy around his hand goes from red to like a red fire to this almost hellfire black. And he is attacking Lutra with Dark Fire Crescendo.
Speaking your language, Lutra.
He misses.
Be thankful that one missed.
TC 31, holy Hannah.
It's only a +8 to hit, though. And this energy just sort of goes, and the rocks behind you, like, they don't explode, they disintegrate.
+8 to hit. That has a low chance of hitting me, thank goodness.
Thank goodness.
Yes, but you don't want it to hit you.
I'm fine with this.
Kestrel.
Okay, he has attacked my buddy, and we got him flanked, so... I mean, I might as well take advantage of the fact that we're, like, surrounding. Let's try... where is it? Oh, Supersonic Claws. So it's a attack that's gonna probably get a -2 because I'm still blinding.
Yep.
So, here we go. I think this is how this works.
Because of the -2, you're not going to hit.
Aww. Alrighty. In that case then, because of the miss, Kestrel is gonna try to fly above this guy here. Nice and high. Probably about... Yeah, I'll go for the nice 60 feet up. Make it even harder for the guy to see me. And then I'll try to rub my eyes to get the sparklies out of him. See if we crit that toughness, or that fortitude. Did I crit it?
No. No, that was only a 10.
That was, yeah.
Alright, that should be it.
Back to our Angel President.
He just looked at the guy that was spouting off. Didn't really pay attention to what he said, but just looks at him. I didn't ask to hear from you. And puts his hand out, and this white light emanates around his hand, and then almost a transparent stream of light flows from his hand right to the face of the guy, and he's trying to shut him up.
Well, it's perception-based, so you definitely hit.
Yes, I know. It's a DC 22 will save.
Will save. On the one who was just doing all the singing?
The one who was doing all the talking to me about how it was a cute trick or whatever.
Oh, okay. the other one.
Good old nutbug.
So, yeah, apparently the dice don't like anyone today. Well, don't like you guys. So, this hits, and it's sort of... and really prefer to not have to taste Angel again. Just sort of spits at the ground. Lutra.
Well, thematically, as he's spitting on the ground. Yeah, why the heck not? I'll step over here and hit this guy. I'm sick of him talking. I'm going to use Otter Slash. Because why not?
Wobbuffet.
26.
Hey!
Nice.
That will hit!
So as Lucha, basically what happens is Lucha like raises his hand back and his claws start like cackling with electric energy. He slams right into this guy with his claw tips.
Ooh.
Oh, like the other two? They're the dodgy ones. You hit them, they're going to take hurt.
So that's got a secondary effect, which I think is the start of his next turn.
The secondary effect is it's at the beginning of your next turn.
My next turn, okay.
And you need to remind me because it was not my job.
No, I get that. I couldn't remember what it's at.
Yeah, he is going to take a bruise and a daze. He was definitely not expecting that. Yeah, that there. It just oh. He looks over at the president, looks at Lutra, looks back at the president. I was trying to be civil, but since we're going to do this and draw blood, then I guess I can do the same. And he, from his left hand, a sword of that same black and red energy persuasion appears. And he slashes right at Lutra with Twinkling Blade. Nope, because that's the second one I've rolled with him today.
Welcome to the club.
Yes.
It's about time I've rolled some ones, right?
Right.
This is all that karma coming back to me.
It's all coming back to me.
Let's see what, big biceps and a huge face does.
Okay, nothing.
He gets himself even more tangled up in the chains. You're not sure how that's possible, but he does.
He falls over.
Basically, he looks like a spider has now trapped a bug in the web, just like covered in these chains. For all intents and purposes, he's out of the fight.
He's not getting up.
He's like,
He ain't
forget
getting
it.
up.
It's
He
done.
is not getting up. Well, don't you think you're cute, Mr. Squirrel? Trying to fly away like that? Well, I'd like to point your attention. And he points up, and as you look, there are a whole bleep ton of meteors falling on you. He is attacking you with Meteoric Concerto.
Jeez, what is he, a Final Fantasy villain?
That's gonna miss.
And I'm gonna redirect towards him if I can, because I'm above him.
You can do.
Yes.
Go ahead and roll a ranged attack to hit.
It's actually sounding like redirect using deception if I want. Or should I just...
With the redirect ability,
Yes.
if it misses, you have to basically, you're using your stuff to redirect it. So how are you redirecting?
Oh, basically I was gonna fly over him and, like, kind of dodge the meteors right in his own path.
Okay, then you would use deception there. So,
Okay.
Like, the game gives you a mechanical way of doing it, and my response is, you tell me how you're going to do it, and I'll tell you what to roll afterwards. Like, for example, if you were going to use your super speed to, throw it at him. Okay, roll with your speed. In this case, roll with deception.
Gotcha. Alrighty, so deception ahoy. What do we got?
That deception roll does beat his dodge, which is what I was basing it off of.
Makes sense.
So he's sort of just looking at you. What? And he just sort of, as the last time, he smacks you out of the way, and then just gets a full-on face of meteorite.
Woo! Stop meteoring yourself.
Stop meeting yourself. Stop meeting yourself. This is going to hurt. He cannot actually make this save, by the way. He'll take a bruise and a daze. As he just got a face full of meteorite. And Kestrel, you're up.
Alrighty.
Also, I'd like to point out, I have been playing this game since 2013. That is the first successful use of redirect I have ever seen.
Nice.
Yay! It's the most damage I've done, too, and it wasn't even my own attack.
How many guys did you take out with the pile driver?
None. That was all Anton. I took out a door.
That's just the door.
Yeah. I killed that door. That was the best.
That door had a family, man.
Shut the door on that. Going to do a hypersonic assault, which is going to be a burst area attack on these guys. Boom.
Alrighty. So that 27 damage would be a DC 22.
Ooh, dear.
Like I said, they're the dodgy one. Except apparently him. Because he can't dodge crap tonight. So yeah, this is gonna hurt. Yep, that hurts.
Oof.
So
yeah, take one of these.
Yeah, so in his, getting mad and slashing at Lutra, he completely ignores the fact that there is a super speed squirrel behind him and just gets completely just thwack. Like, we just get a panel that's of the squirrels going back and forth. Like, our singing friend doesn't have much effect. Our dapper friend, however, you basically concussed him.
That's what you get for taking his house. Then Kestrel's got to fly back up here. Over this guy's like, nah.
Yeah. Alright, Seraphim.
So which guy did Kestrel just hit?
The one you've been attacking.
Mr. Whitecoat.
Good. Because, Seraphim is... And this is going to scare the crap out of Lutra, by the way.
That's okay.
But Seraphim is going to dash very, very quickly past Whitecoat and up over here. And as he passes him, he's going to hit him with this. And basically what the weapon is, if you've ever seen Renault's Angel Star from Final Fantasy VIII, it looks exactly like that.
Oh, nice.
Or Angel Wing, not Angel Star.
Yeah.
Right.
And that will hit him. Because of multiple other factors involved here. But that will definitely hit him. Won't hit him by any tears, but it will hit him.
Ooh.
And are you authorizing the use of lethal force?
The use of what?
Lethal force.
That is a direct 4-tier failure, so...
No.
Okay.
All of Seraphim's stuff is non-lethal.
Okay, so you do this. And, well, like I said, he's going down, so I'll let you describe it.
So, basically, as Seraphim dashes across him, he slashes, but when the slash hits him, there's a loud crack, and it's almost like that weapon just pulled the consciousness out of the guy, and he just collapsed right to the ground.
Oh, jeez.
Oh.
That's... Okay, so as that happens, Lucia's like, ah! What the... What? Huh? Okay, that's weird.
That was kind of cool.
It was, but that was weird.
It is Lutra's turn.
Alright, so I don't actually want that to happen, because...
It's your secondary effect, so you can control it.
Oh, I can? Okay. I actually didn't realize that. Okay, so he's out of the way. And so I'm just gonna walk over here and try punching this guy in the face again.
Ooh, water.
24 will just miss.
I figured.
It's 25.
I know, I saw.
So, judging by playing to the fact that Lutra's still a little freaked out about what he just saw Seraphim do, he's not quite fully focused as he goes to punch our fine Southern Belle, and just ever so slightly misses.
I'm half tempted to to extra effort another action. Yeah, what the heck?
I forgot about extra effort.
Yeah. I'm gonna extra effort, Teach.
Okay.
But this time, I'm just gonna do this. Oh my gosh.
Oh, you're going to crit.
Well, it's improved crit, so it's only a 16.
Alright, so that is a 16, so the way I've always rolled this was on the 16 part of improved crit. I've always rolled it as a roll to confirm the crit, only on the 16s.
That's fun.
I mean, you're going to hit either way, and he's going to take damage because he can't make that. Oh, he can if I crit it, but go ahead and roll another attack just to try to confirm or not.
Fair enough.
And that's only on a 16 crit.
No, that's fine.
Above,
yeah.
So you won't confirm the crit, but you'll still hit him.
That's fine.
Yeah. Just because to me, to me personally, 16 to 20 being an automatic kill on some of these high dodgy is a little unfair.
I agree entirely.
But he's more than likely taking damage from this. Like, if I crit this, I will give you the hero point. If he takes this, I will give you the hero point.
Okay.
Oh no, he doesn't.
Oh boy. No, he doesn't.
No, that is 2 bruises and a staggered as he is also kind of watching, like, the look on his face when Seraphim finally actually, like, moves and takes action is one of pure just, oh, bleep. So he's not expecting you to just sort of miss and then come back around with just, like, an uppercut of claw. So you basically just star uppercutted him. He's just like, woohoo! So he just sort of looks.
I am fatigued now.
Yeah. Well, I suppose that I should probably be going. And, well, it's been fun, really, but we have to go. And he sort of reaches down and touches his dapper friend, his dapper buddy, and poofs away. I'm going to hit the teleport, the name of the teleport button, just so you have an idea of who you were dealing with here, because his teleport has a very specific name.
Teleport? Oh, Instagram.
And left there, like, him and the dapper guy are gone. But Big Fist McHuge Hand is still there, wrapped up in the chains.
Seraphim pulls out his phone. We have another one. Come get him.
Kestrel's gonna drift down there next to Lutra. He's gonna be like, "Yeah, we got him!" And he, like, tries to give him a high five, but because he's half-blooded, he misses. And kind of, like, lays on the ground. It's like, oh, gosh. That's harder than it looks.
So Lutra kind of, like, stumbles over to you, because he's a little tired. So he stumbles over to you and puts his hand on you. It's like, are you okay?
Well, yeah, just... You know, it's been a while since I've fought supervillains and all that stuff.
Yeah, it's been kind of a while for me, too.
Those guys weren't a joke.
No, they weren't.
Did you ever recognize that Creole, like, I don't know, that Creole guy?
No, I didn't.
You can make another insight check now.
Oh, yay. I would, because I'm going to be honest, I still have no idea. Hey!
Yay!
So you're not entirely like, it takes you a minute after Kestrel asks, and you just get this, oh, you're not entirely sure how this works, considering you dimension hopped, but stayed in the same year. But that looks exactly like the Graham you ran into 15 years into the future.
Oh. Graham, again, was...
Ven's adopted son?
Okay, yeah.
I wondered if he was related to Vim when I saw the, like, anime open coast, like, wispy white, blonde hair.
Well,
Well, at least we got one of the guys, though.
Editor's note, yes, because that is a version, like, not the evil side, but the power set is a version of Graham I have played in my IRL game where that is actually the case. He is Ven's adopted son.
Nice.
So, peel back the curtain a little bit. You are actually correct, but just not in this world. Hence the teleportation name of Instagram.
Fair enough.
So, I want to know if I can do this just for story reasons. He's got visual impaired. I have healing.
It goes away after a minute, don't worry about it.
I know, but I wanted to have it happen like that anyway, just so he understands.
He still wants to show his honor powers.
Your healing, what are your extras on your healing?
I am bruised.
Yeah. Let's see here. Energizing, restorative, and stabilizing.
Restorative would technically work, although it's more weakened stats.
Oh, that's fine. I'm just trying to figure out a way to get that in storyline.
I mean, like I said, he's still bruised.
Yeah, I'm still bruised and injured anyway.
So,
yeah, the blindness wouldn't be bad either.
Yeah, I mean, so he did just get punched in the face by a truck.
Right, so what happens is Lucha puts his hand on Kestrel, and he feels his energy starting to react, and it feels kind of the same way to him that it felt, or that Ven's magic kind of felt to him in the hospital bed. He has what I'm calling honor care. And I rolled a 10. So,
alright, so 10 is the bare bones minimum.
Yep.
Okay.
Because I think it goes off of if I have it set right, it goes off the rank of the ability, correct?
Correct.
So it's a plus 4.
So it's healing 4, and you roll a 6?
Yep.
Okay, makes sense. So, you feel this, but what I'm going to need from Kestrel now is a will save.
A will save?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Let me look something up real quick. As this energy flows through you, it feels not only restorative, but it feels charged. Hold on. And for some reason, you feel extra peppy.
That's a good thing.
Is it, though?
Wow! Oh, Lutra, what'd you do?
I have no idea what just happened. What? Are you okay?
I feel so much better. This is great. I can see, and I'm like, I don't think my nose is bleeding anymore. I don't think. No, yeah, that's not great. This is fantastic. Thank you so much. He gives you like a nice hug. He goes over and punches the big chin guy in the face. Like, hey, you jerk, for hitting me. Thank you, Lutra.
He grunts and continues to press against the chains.
Okay.
At this point, you see a gate open from inside the city, and just what appears to be like a containment unit comes in and it picks him up and like, yeah, we'll take care of it. So and they just sort of like stretcher him off into the city.
So Lucha kind of tiredly, not too tiredly, he's fatigued. Walks over towards Seraphim and says, "Oh, Mr. President, are you okay?"
Yeah, I'm fine.
Oh, good.
This is, I mean, I know you guys haven't exactly been here, like, very long at all, but this is more common than we would like it to be. Just in the past 2 weeks, I think that's the 12th we've actually arrested, and, well, arresting doesn't count what we did to that guy that we knocked out.
Yeah, that was a crazy thing that you did. Like, I barely even caught it.
Yeah, I'd still prefer not to do it.
I'll bet.
And you're the president? Jeez, I'd vote for you.
Well, I'd rather perform the action through words than, well, actions.
Well, that
That makes sense. You owe me a Coke.
Yeah.
But, so those guys, were they working for Salome, or were they just, like, in favor of her?
Most of them are just followers. A lot of them actually act out of rogue intentions. They believe that they're doing better just by removing human populace, which is something that Salome kind of pushes, but it's sort of where we're divided as mutants. My view is that mutants should be, harmonious with humans, and that, we should be using our powers for good. And Salome believes that our powers were given to us because we are superior creatures, and that those that don't have it are just in the way.
I knew I hated that one.
Trust me, there are about 20,000 mutants that I know firsthand agree with you.
So that means that we probably wouldn't be able to figure out where she is now by interrogating the guy. Is there any way to track those guys who teleported away?
My guess is no one knows where she is because she just arrived back here when you guys did.
Yeah, that's a good... Nuts. And it feels like all we're doing is just, like, putting out a fire, but there's still a blaze going.
I mean, until we, hopefully, until we remove Salome from her influence, that's not going to happen. Hopefully, after we do it, it will. Hopefully, all these coups and attempted mass genocides and everything else just sort of stop. Because, yeah, it's just too much sometimes. Speaking of which, Steven didn't happen to come with you guys, did he?
Steven?
Who?
Doctor Strange.
Oh, no. No, he didn't.
No, but we learned all about him before we left. He sounds really awesome.
Yeah, he sounds like a really good guy.
Yeah, he's basically been instrumental in trying to keep Salome at bay when she's not here. Unfortunately, she does return here because I think some of her power is tied into a crystal that she possesses.
Oh.
Well, why don't we just take that crystal away from her?
Well, the same reason that she can't take it with her anywhere. The crystal is not really transportable because where she resides is actually constructed around the crystal, which is embedded deep in the earth.
Oh, so destroying is not a thing that's going to happen either.
I mean, we don't have a way. I'm not saying it can't happen.
Right.
Wait, so is that crystal thing like something that she always has with her? Somehow?
No, she's able to absorb energy from it when she is here. Like, no matter where she is, probably on the planet, but definitely in Solstice, that's what imbues her with her power. When she's away from it for an extended period of time, her powers start to wane. And she's a little more susceptible. But the thing is that that crystal obviously holds a lot of power, and if we would try to destroy it, I'm not really sure what would happen.
Nuts. So she was weaker when she was back on our world.
My guess would be definitely. And we know that she's trying to assimilate another planet with ours, basically, so she can sort of grow the power of the crystal. And she believes that might make her be able to absorb and keep all the power it imbues in her instead of losing it.
I think that's what she was trying to do to our world.
That's why she was doing the whole satellite. If we could just get her back there, maybe Doctor Strange could do something.
Well, I don't really know if Steven knows the answer either. I mean, I know that he would have had someone at least close to the situation to be able to manipulate it to where he sort of had control over it and was able to ensure that the assimilation actually did not happen. But I think Steven is still unable to figure out how we're going to defeat Sloan, just like I am.
I don't know if any of this was really planned. I mean, all I remember doing is bringing a bunch of nanotech to Salome, thinking it was.
How did you guys hear about Doctor Strange?
Guy named Jay told us all about him.
Did Jay have contact with him?
I don't remember.
I think that was implied. He's very, very kind of a close to the chest kind of guy.
He seemed to know a lot of stuff about a lot of people.
Chances are that was one of Steven's inside guys then. A lot of that was probably more planned than you anticipate.
I wonder,
wouldn't be surprised.
I wonder if maybe, like, while we're over here, they're still over there, and they're maybe trying to fix things. Like, maybe they're still trying to get a hold of Steven, and maybe get him to help solve things over on their side.
I wouldn't doubt that that's probably exactly what's going on.
Who's that?
Somebody appears from a portal, looking like this.
Kestrel immediately goes into a fighting stance.
Seraphim.
Another one?
Seraphim, you recognize this as Lionheart, who is, to your knowledge, the only inside person that Doctor Strange had that you actually personally know. Also has the distinction of being Shalom's actual, real child.
It's been a while since I've seen you.
Sometimes you have to keep things close to the vest. Especially now that Mother's returned, I have to be even more careful about what I do.
You haven't heard anything from Steven, have you?
The last communique I got was that some of his contacts on another world were doing their best to sabotage her plan. I'm assuming these are part of...
Lucha Waves. Hi.
Yes, it would seem that they were able to at least sabotage. Now, what this doesn't answer is, first of all, exactly what world that was and why she chose that one. And secondly, how we're going to get them home.
I can't take that for granted.
I would imagine. Same way that Mother used to travel when I was young. with enough power, like her crystal, a skilled enough magician can create a dimensional portal.
Wait, so you can just make a door back home?
Set with enough power and focus.
That would require you to get very, very close to the crystal.
It would also require you to get very crystal because it can't be made remote.
Oh, I'm aware. I wasn't even talking to you. I was talking to them too.
I mean, we've done, or at least I've been part of a team that's done the impossible once already.
What do you mean done the impossible one?
Well, I mean, we went into the future and destroyed Kismet and changed fate magic, so getting close to a crystal doesn't seem all that much harder.
Kismet, you say?
Yeah, that was the thing.
Interesting to hear that she's a evildoer there as well.
Not anymore, she isn't, thanks to
Yeah,
Lutra,
yeah.
buddies.
Not anymore. Wait, she's here?
No, we've eliminated her as well. Unfortunately, her pupil is still here.
Oh boy.
Salome.
Oh.
I really hate Kismet.
Yes. All I'm going to say about that is just imagine having to go to parties where you have to address her as Aunt Kismet.
Okay, I guess.
Very, very, very disheartening.
I would think that'd be kind of awkward, yeah. So wait a minute, you're her daughter, you're her son, and you're not trying to kill us?
Let's just say his childhood was not the best.
Oh.
I guess you could say I have mommy issues.
I guess you could say all of Solstice has your mommy issues.
She came over to our place too, don't we?
Yeah, I guess we have your mommy issues too. In fact, somebody thought that was his mother, and it turns out it wasn't.
Oh yeah! I don't know if that'll make her feel worse or better.
I don't think it makes it any better.
She always talked about doing that just to mess with somebody. She actually pulled it off.
Sort of.
That poor child.
The half of
Well,
I don't know the half of
Well, he thought his mother was dead, and then saw her on the TV and recognized some nanotech-ish thing in her eye. I don't know.
Oh, you mean this? And he flares his eyes and you see the exact same symbol.
Yeah, that thing. Okay, so
It's a birthmark.
right. So he's got that, but we think it was faked or something.
Not entirely unreasonable.
Actually, it's almost 100% probable because that mark is a mark of Solstice. It's not a mark of your...
then why would Hunter have it?
That's what I mean. I think it was planted or something like that.
I mean, Salome is a witch. On an infant child that has the very difficult ability to resist any type of will control or anything like that, I could imagine that would be very simple to do.
That Jeremiah guy! Oh, he was working with Kismet and he was here!
Yeah, he was here.
I bet if we found a way to follow him, we could find her. Salome, sorry.
I see. Jeremiah? Who's that?
Yeah, the jerk in the red suit and the red tie.
Red suit and red tie. Must have been someone she met while over there, because that's not one of her known associates here. At least no one either.
I actually wouldn't be surprised because he was with her over on our world and came into my head and tried to get me to do stuff. It was not a good... Really tired of people coming into my head.
You say that like you've had it happen more than once.
It has, actually.
Have you tried telling them no?
Well, recently, yes. It didn't work either. The first time I didn't even realize it, and then I kind of turned it on my friends, and it was bad.
But it got better.
Yeah, we killed Chimpanzee. It was really nice.
You killed who?
Chimpanzee. It's one of the... I don't even remember what they were, but it was a kind of a big deal back when we did it. They did, actually. My friends. I didn't. I was laying on the ground crying most of the fight.
You're okay now, though, right?
Oh, yeah. She's gone. Outside of the fact that I really would love to have this drink that's on my world that's not here, and I'm not even going to say it, because I don't want to know it's here. Because it's really...
It's okay, Lutra. You don't need it. And Kestrel comes up and like pats his shoulder. It's like you're really awesome without it. See, you did that whole fight without anything.
Yeah, you know how hard that was?
Hard enough that we won.
Yeah. Trust me, I know. I don't want it, but I want it. Casey said it was an addiction thing. Hopefully it goes away.
Well, cold turkey's the hardest way to
Well, no.
anything, but
I got a little magic help from a friend of ours. That's what helped me detox after I had, I think, some kind of heart attack.
Yeah, it's a good thing Van was able to help you out.
Yeah.
you're an otter. What, does it take one of them to give you a heart attack? I mean...
Oh, no. I drank a lot of that.
So you had a death wish.
I didn't know I had a death wish, but apparently I did.
Why exactly would you have a death wish? You just got done explaining how you and your friends managed to save time in the world from Kismet, which is an impressive feat. Why would you have a death wish after that?
Because I lost a really good friend in the process that no one remembers actually existed.
How did you lose him?
He was outside of fate. It's one of those things that Kismet did that, or something happened that caused him to be outside of fate. And Gale crashed in a plane crash 10 years before I met him. He should have been dead then, but he wasn't. But once we defeated Kismet, he vanished and never had existed after his plane crash. But he was a really good friend to me.
Wait, hold on. So, what you're telling me is that your friend died 10 years prior to you meeting him, yet was able to stay alive, and help you fight off Kismet.
He was something of a specter. You might call him Phantasm.
Okay. So, after you defeated Kismet, you said that he left you.
He disappeared. It's not that he left on purpose.
That still doesn't tell me how he left you.
I'm not sure I understand it. I know I felt it. He was gone. And no one remembered that he'd ever been there.
But you're talking about him.
We remembered. The four of us.
So doesn't that mean that he still exists somewhere if you have a memory of him?
Well, he actually kinda does in the ring that Anton has. I didn't know that until after I was detoxing. I don't think Anton knew it either.
The only way that people truly disappear is if you choose to forget them.
Oh, no. I wrote a song about him, which is part of what drove me into wanting to stay up all night and not sleep and not remember how much I really missed him. You know what? That's really hard to talk about still.
It was a really good song, at least. And
Oh,
I mean, that's something that's going to keep him around for a while.
I hope so.
So pardon me for asking. Just sheer curiosity. You said his name was Gale.
Yeah. Gale... Oh, God. Gale Mistral, right?
The president just stops and stares at you.
Lionheart's doing the exact same thing.
Did you say it wrong?
No, I'm pretty sure that's the right name.
Lionheart slowly turns his head to Seraphim. And then looks back at Lutra. Like, mouth agape.
What?
So in the comic panel, the president, like, literally has one of his eyebrows raised very, very high.
Is that the rock eyebrow?
Yeah, going the full-on rock eyebrow.
Nice.
At this point, Seraphim's wings disappear. And he sort of just walks. He's just in his normal attire now. And he walks up to Lutra. Like, just stands right over him. And is... like, he's actually seeming kind of menacing and intimidating right now.
Ah! Then just kind of looks nervously, shuffles his feet around, like, hi?
At this point, Seraphim reaches out his hand in front of Lutra. Hi, Lutra. My name is Gale Mistral.
And that's the last panel of the comic.
Interesting.
Huh.
So, we've actually
That's
come
why
full circle. Yeah.
So thank you all very much for watching. We will... Yes, we are back next week. It's the following week we're not. Correct?
Correct.
Yes. Tune in next week for a couple of fun, interesting things, because I can't promise that I'll be entirely coherent, because that's the Sunday before my birthday, so I can't promise I'll be entirely coherent. But before that, make sure you guys tune in back on August 31st for the next episode here. And also, for those of you who are interested, coming up on Wednesday, which is going to be the 27th, we will be debuting the new comics line, Bay City Comics Presents Next Gen. So that's going to be, not sure exactly the time. Keep tuned to the Twitter to find that out. So on behalf of the Pride of Mexico, America's Sweetheart, and Canada's favorite TV dad, I have been TGE. Thank you all very much for watching. And, of course, remember to always keep hailing.